Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the new vehicles and this week's update, which has to do with drifting. And here we have the new Keitora that is on sale this week. And obviously, anybody that has the unreleased vehicles that have had them for a while obviously has one of these. And I believe it is already set up for drifting. But what I'm going to do is we are going to go over everything that has to do with drifting this week in GTA Online, and then we will take a look at all of the vehicles that are new to getting drift tune upgrades, and we will also take a look at how to get the new benefactor racing outfit and how to get a couple other things this week, like the new drift Declasse, whatever the hell it is. But let's get into the video, and I'll start you off with a video from Rockstar that shows you all the drifting things that are happening this week. So let's get into it. And don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join our Discord. Links in the description. Drift tuning to select new vehicles, including the brand new Shitzu Keitora. So they want you to do drift racing this week and get the new Shitzu Keitora. So that's what the new truck looks like, as you all I'm sure know and have been waiting for it, but it's a piece of shit for real. And then you can get drift upgrades for the Ubermacht Sentinel XS, the Vapid Dominator GT, the Shitzu Keitora, the Dinka RT3000, and also you can get the new Declasse Drift Walton L35 for free from Southern San Andreas, and I also picked one of those up and upgraded it. You get 3 times GTA RP on all drift races, and if you do a drift race with the Annis Euros, that's how you unlock the Magna Classic livery within 72 hours, and you got to do 3 drift class races to get the bright Manor racing suit and plus another 100,000 GTA dollars, and that's the prize purse. I also did that for you guys, and you get 6 times GTA for GTA races, and I believe you get 5 times RP inside the LS car meet this week. The community race series says the sporty Dinka Blista Canjo is free for all players. Claim yours in Southern San Andreas, but I believe that's the little hatchback car. But you get Japan races right there that are done in Japan, and that's to do with the Twitch drops, I guess. And right there is the 5-time LS car meet rep. So you get 5-time LS car meet rep, and you get a free membership this week in the LS car meet. So go and talk to Mimi at her van there with the hatch open and get your free membership if you don't have one already. This week's to get it, because I think it costs 50 grand or something like that in order to buy it. And robbery contracts. You complete any robbery contracts from the job board inside your auto shop, and you receive an extra $300,000 bonus. So your best bet is to do the Union Depository contract, which pays $300,000, I believe, anyway. And you get 4 times GTA money for doing your exotic export stuff. And then you get business boost. So for your biker clubs, you get business boost for your weed. And your nightclub organic produce is 2 times through March 4th. And says you can claim the Mayabatsu Penumbra and get a custom plate by doing the Dugan robbery salvage, which I have a video out on that already. So if you need to know how to do that robbery, I have a video showing you how to do it. And all weed farm business upgrades are 40% off this week. So make sure you hit that up if you don't have a weed farm already. And it's your last chance to get your Lunar New Year's shit. So this week is your last week to claim your Lunar New Year gifts in GTA. Flood your engine with nitrous with Lunar New Year stunt races. Celebrate the Chinese Zodiac with the Red Year of the Horse tee and the horse masks, and horse tattoos are free. And collect your 36 Yomboro collectibles, because I have a video on where those are all hidden at too. So let's get on with the rest of this video and show us some drift shit that we need to know about this week. So brought my piece of shit Keitora there into the LS car meet to see if it was already hooked up with a drift tune, and what do you know? It is not. So I had to pay the $133,000 to put a drift tune on it, and you lose traction, you gain top speed, or no, you lose traction and lose top speed, and then you have to pay for all the other upgrades, and it's really not worth it if you ask me. You can remove your drift tune for $47,500, and everything that was already on this truck was already set up for drift tuning anyway. The only thing that wasn't on it was the drift tune itself. So to me, that's really not worth it, because it turns it into more of a piece of a shit unless you you want to have it set up for drifting. And as you can see in here, I tried it on a drift race also, just to see how it handles, because I figured it was so slow that it would probably do good in the drifting, but the ass end of it is so light, it spins you around, it doesn't keep you in track, you can't do nothing with it. I mean, you can race it if you want, try it out, but I don't think you're gonna like it. We have the Dinka RT3000 Sports, which also is getting a new drift tune added to it this week. So I had to bring that into house and have him deck it out for another $133,000, and you know, see how that worked out. And I already had all the special upgrades on it. I don't know what it does special if you add a drift tune to it, but right there I had camo valves. That's about the only thing that I could change, and I didn't really see anything different, anything else in the selection that was different, except for it was just set up for drifting, I guess. So if you want a ton of drift cars, I guess this will help you out, but other than that, I mean, there's really not a whole lot different that you can do to it. I mean, you can add fenders, the carbon bolt-on arches, you can add those to it. That's a little bit different, but that was about it, because I've already had this car, and this car was part of the auto shop upgrade. When you bought the auto shop, you could buy this car along with the other 9 or 10 cars that came out with the auto shop. So nothing special about this one either, I suppose. How's it speeds out like a son of a gun now that it's got that drift tune. So I actually had to pull it back in and try it again, because I was like, what? This thing just flew out of house like there's no tomorrow. And so I went back in and exited again just to see if it was a one-time thing, and apparently you put a drift tune on it and it sends it right out there. He's got to slam his brakes on. To the Annis Euros Sports. Now apparently this Scorpion livery you can only get if you're level 1000 in the car meet or whatnot, but I got a funny story behind this car. There is a auto shop mission where you have to go and blow up the DJ's car. Well, this is his car, because when you could do the give car to friends at the casino, we ended up doing that mission, and we didn't blow the car up. We actually killed the guy and then stole his car, and then we brought it and did a give car to friends with it, and that's how we ended up with it. And it was only because it had that livery. So here's the Annis Euro Sports, and I know this car has a drift tune on it when you steal it from the kid, but I'm not going to add drift tune on it because I already have a drift tune on it when I have it, and I know that for a fact because I've been able to drift this car for a very long time since I've had it and stole it from the kid. So I'm not going to pay $133,000 to have the drift tune on the car. I think when we stole it, we came and put a drift tune on it because we knew that you could somehow, but I'm going to go start a race, and that way I can do my race with the Annis Euros and get my race done so I can claim the benefactor outfit, racing outfit that you get. But here's all the drift races that you can do, and they're all 6 times RP and 6 times money. But I just gotta move down the list, and I did a hill to die on the first time, and this time I tried the beach slap, and that one is probably not the best one to bring this Annis Euros on. That one probably would have been a good one to bring that other little truck on, but I'm gonna speed it up so you guys can just see. And it's all based off of drift points. It's not based off of first, second, or third. It's based off of how many points you get while you are drifting, while you're doing the race. So a good thing about being able to do this by yourself is you can get your nitrous starts, and I only needed 2 nitrous starts or something in order to unlock the special hot pink color in the bottom of, I don't even remember what the color is for, tires or something, which isn't a big deal. But I am not very good at drifting, as you can see probably from this video, but every time you hit something, you lose your multiplier. I'm not sure if anybody knows that, but it's something good to know while you are drifting. I couldn't tell where to go from this point because I didn't have my map on when I did the first drift that I did. But see there, I hit a wall and you lose your multiplier. So it's not very good to hit stuff. And I have no idea what those green sections are for. I don't know if it's like a double area that you go in, because I know in some drift races that I went on, like I go down here in the green area and they have things that you drift around. And in some of the races you have little walls that you gotta drift around. So I don't know if it's to earn extra points or what the little green areas are for, but I'm sure if you let me know in the comments below what they're for, if somebody knows, it would be helpful for a lot of other people. Right here, this part here, see there's a couple things you gotta drift around. And I think it's just to get extra drift points, I'm sure. And right there, of course, I lost all my drift points, which was 37,000 and something. So I'm just glad I did the race on my own. But the race was finished, and I ended up unlocking the race outfit that you're supposed to have. That bad. And this race, I tried the little Shitster mobile. And I didn't think this one was going to go very good anyway. But, I mean, first corner, ass end wipes out from behind me. You know, so I tried to keep that in mind, that the ass end was going to come out from behind me. And, I mean, it really didn't matter. You couldn't drift this thing if you really tried. I'm sure somebody out there can, and I'm sure there's probably a couple of you that can. But, like I said, I'm not a very good drifter, and this is enough to prove to you that I suck at drifting. So, there we lost 1,700 drift points, and I'm already excited for the race to be done. And unfortunately, this is probably one of the longer races that we have in the drift series. So, I'm just going to stop it there because you can see how this race went for me, and there is no other proof that you need that I suck at drifting. Place. And $38,000 again. So, I mean, that's 6 times pay. What is that? That's only like $6,000 you're normally going to get while you're racing. So, that kind of sucks. But, you know, I guess just to get a racing suit, if you're a collector like I am, then it's probably worth it to you, like it was me. But, I mean, I didn't get the racing suit from racing that race, though. I got the racing suit from the first race and should have just stopped there, because that race fucking proved to me that I shouldn't ever, ever, ever get in a drift car again. So, here we are in the Anus Urus again, and, you know, just driving around, having a good time. And I thought to myself, shit, I need to get the Dominator GT out here, because I know that has a drift setup on it already too, and it's one of the unreleased vehicles that we've been having in our garage for the last 3 months that everybody's wanted. So got into it, and this to me is a drift car, not that little Chinese, Japanese truck frickin' thing. And you know, if it whips out around you, and right there I got my clothing unlocked, my Manor racing outfit, and I got my weekly challenges complete because I completed 3 drift races. And so of course I needed to whip into the store and try on my racing outfit. Alright, so there you have it, the bright Manor racing suit, which you get for completing 3 drift races this week. And you can do them all by yourself. I didn't race one single person, and you get the free racing outfit. So, have fun with that, guys. So after we leave the store, we get back into our Anus Urus, and we're just gonna check out, see who's around town, you know? You think over this place would be popping, but of course it's not. So, you know, it's Los Santos. Only people that are there is the people that are working, of course. So, I don't know. I saw that sign right there. Figured I'd stop for a second and get out and check out the scenery. But not a whole lot happening here either. So then I figured I'd get into my Declasse Walton off-road, stock off-road. Because they said that a Declasse Drift Walton or something was, you know, free this week. And I just wanted to make sure that this little pimp daddy's the one that couldn't be, you know, decked out to be a drift truck. So, you know, I figured I had to get into it and go see if I could tune it to a drift tune. So I came in here, and what do you know? It's the Declasse Walton, and there is no drift tune section. So God damn it, we're out of here. So I had to go get myself a newspaper and get online, and there we have the Declasse Drift Walton for $0 on Southern San Andreas Auto. So I had to get myself one of them, and then I had to put it in the only parking spot I have in 22 garages. So, you know, that went over well, taking up the only spot I had in my mansion. And they're like, what the fuck is this junk doing here? So I had to hurry up, call it back, and tune it up. So here we have the Declasse Drift Walton, or some shit like that. Declasse Drift Walton L35 Off-Road. So it's not much different than the other piece of junk we had, but this is like a Chevy S10. This is like a mid-80s, late 80s Chevy S10. So it does not have a drift category to upgrade it to drift, so it must come stock drift, which I was kind of confused at first, like, where the fuck is the drift tune-up? And then I just said hell with it, and I blasted off through the list and do like I normally do, and I put the most expensive upgrades on it and called it a day from that point on. So we'll speed this up for you a little bit so you can see what's happening, and we'll be on our happy, merry, horse-shitting way. And now see, a truck like this, when I buy it, I don't usually put upgrades on it because I like to get it and then I like to merge it, because the merges are free. You know, you pay for shit this way, you know what I mean? I do not ever like going into, say, House or anywheres that is going to cost me for the same upgrades I can get on something else. I mean, I could just take another regular drift car and merge it with this truck, and I will get all the upgrades for absolutely nothing. And as a matter of fact, that's what most anybody should do if they're buying something like this anyway. So then I decided to take her for a cruise around town and see how she handled. And I'll tell you what, for a pickup truck, this thing isn't all that bad. I mean, the only thing I can really compare it to that I was drifting today is that shitty little Japanese piece of junk that I was driving. But other than that, I mean, this truck actually is a pretty good handler for drifting. So, and for the price I paid for it, I'm definitely not going to complain. That's for sure. So, everybody, make sure you get your drifting in this week for GTA. Get your bright Manor racing outfit. Do your auto shop contract so you can get your extra $300,000. And make sure you drift around town. And also, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join the Discord. There's people already in the Discord that are looking for others to help, or looking for people to, you know, to help out also. You know, it works both ways. There's people looking for people that need help doing things, and there's people looking to help, or that need help, or whatever. You know, I mean, you know what I meant. But, you know, check it out. Discord links in the description down below. Stay tuned for another video some point. I will be making something on something, and I can't tell you what that something is, but we will be back shortly with another video. And my truck just died. Peace out.